In the vast expanse of the universe, where countless stars and planets dot the darkness, there existed a desert world that seemed to mock the very concept of life. It was a barren wasteland with endless dunes of golden sand stretching beyond the horizon, and a sun that scorched the surface with relentless heat. Nothing could survive here. No plants, no animals, and no water to sustain life. This was a world devoid of hope, and yet it became the subject of a curious experiment conducted by an alien being known across galaxies as the Teacher. The Teacher was not like any creature known to humanity, a being of immense intellect and infinite patience. The Teacher had traveled for eons studying civilizations and their potential for survival, adaptation, and innovation. The Teacher's form was ever shifting, a silhouette of shimmering light and shadow, a being without a fixed form that communicated directly into the minds of those it encountered. Its mission was simple: to challenge life, to thrive in the most impossible of circumstances. On this particular desert planet, known to its discoverers as Eridalis, the Teacher observed the futility of existence here. It had tested countless species from countless worlds, introducing them to the planet to see if they could overcome its harshness. None succeeded, not the scaled predators from Veridax, nor the burrowing creatures of Talon. Even the bioengineered organisms of the Mechthar collective perished in days. This was a graveyard of ambition and ingenuity. Then came the humans. The Teacher had heard much about this young species. Their reputation for destruction as much as for creation intrigued it. Humans were paradoxical creatures, driven by instinct and emotion, yet capable of extraordinary ingenuity and resilience. Though primitive in many ways compared to interstellar civilizations, they possessed a stubbornness that bordered on reckless defiance. And so the Teacher chose them as the next candidates for the experiment. The humans arrived not by their own volition, but through the Teacher's intervention. A small group, plucked from their world without warning. They were ordinary individuals, scientists, farmers, laborers, and thinkers. Their memories altered to believe they had always lived here, a peculiar side effect of the Teacher's methods. They woke to find themselves on Eridalis, a world hostile and unforgiving, with no tools of advanced technology, no guidance, and no comfort, only their wits, their hands, and the will to survive. The days on Eridalis were merciless. The sun bore down on the humans with unrelenting heat. Their skin blistered and cracked. Their bodies weakened under the weight of dehydration. They searched the endless dunes for water, but none was to be found. The nights offered little respite as the temperature plummeted to freezing levels. The humans huddled together using scraps of fabric to shield themselves from the cold. Their situation was dire, and the Teacher observed silently, waiting to see how they would respond. At first, despair gripped the group. Arguments broke out over how to proceed. Some wanted to keep searching, others believed they were doomed and should simply await death. But among them was a woman named Alara, geologist from Earth who had studied desert formations and the potential for subterranean water. Alara's sharp mind refused to succumb to hopelessness. She began studying the patterns of the dunes, the texture of the sand, and the subtle shifts in the landscape. Alara's observations led her to a realization: beneath the surface of this barren planet, there might be pockets of water trapped deep within the rock formations. She recalled the ancient human practice of digging wells in arid regions, and she shared her idea with the others. Though skeptical, they decided to follow her lead. It was their only chance. The humans began to dig. They had no advanced tools, only their hands and crude implements fashioned from the sparse materials. They found the work was excruciating. Under the relentless sun, they dug with blistered hands and parched throats. Sand and dust filled their lungs, and their strength waned. But they persevered, driven by the faint hope that Alara's theory might be correct. As the Teacher watched, it began to feel something unusual, a flicker of admiration for this fragile species. Their determination was unlike anything it had seen before. Where other species had surrendered to despair, the humans found purpose. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, they worked together, their unity becoming a strength that carried them through the grueling days and freezing nights. After what felt like an eternity of digging, the group's efforts were rewarded one morning as the first light of dawn painted the dunes in hues of gold and crimson. The humans struck something solid below the sand, a layer of rock. Alara's heart raced as she examined the find. She directed the group to focus their efforts on breaking through the barrier. Their makeshift tools clanged against the rock, sending sparks flying until at last they broke through. A geyser of water erupted from the ground, sparkling in the morning light. The humans cried out in relief and joy, their voices echoing across the empty expanse of the desert. They scrambled to collect the precious liquid, drinking deeply and soaking their parched bodies. The water was warm and brackish, but it was life-giving, and it was enough. The teacher observed this moment with a sense of profound curiosity. It had not anticipated this outcome. The humans had done what no other species could. They had found water on a world that defied life itself, not through advanced technology or superior strength, but through sheer determination and a willingness to adapt. And now, they had a chance to build something new, to create an existence where none should have been possible. Days turned into weeks, and the humans began to transform their surroundings. They discovered hardy desert plants that could be cultivated. With careful irrigation, they built shelters from the materials they could find, creating homes that shielded them from the harsh sun and biting cold. They learned to live in harmony with the unforgiving environment, always adapting, always innovating. The teacher decided to reveal itself to the humans. It appeared before them as a being of light, its form shifting and flowing like liquid gold. The humans were awestruck by its presence, though they felt no fear. The teacher spoke directly to their minds, praising their ingenuity and resilience. It explained the nature of the experiment and why they had been chosen. Alara stepped forward and asked the question that lingered in everyone's mind. Why us? Why had the teacher believed they could succeed where so many others had failed? The teacher's response resonated deeply. It spoke of humanity's unique ability to hope, to dream, and to strive, even when faced with insurmountable odds. It was not their strength or intelligence alone that set them apart, but their unyielding spirit, their capacity to work together, and their relentless drive to find meaning in adversity. The humans' success on Eridalis marked the beginning of a new chapter in their journey. They were no longer merely survivors. They were creators, builders of a new world. Their story became a testament to the power of resilience and determination, a reminder that even in the harshest conditions, life could find a way to endure and thrive. The teacher departed from Eridalis, leaving the humans to shape their destiny. It carried with it a renewed sense of wonder for the boundless potential of life in all its forms, and as it traveled to other worlds and other experiments, it often reflected on the humans of Eridalis, the species that defied the impossible and proved that even a desert planet could become a cradle of life.